All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We are a couple of brothers from the GMS Atlanta camp, and the topic of today's video is going into America is Babylon. As we continue to get deeper into these end days, we are beginning to understand that that this place Babylon, so-called America, is the end of times that Yahushua spoke about in Matthew 24. Okay, and we are again. But before we get into this video, we want to start off by giving all praises and all glory and all honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem Kadash, and we want to send double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, whom room teach all who taught us this truth. Now, a starting precept going in to us having the understanding of who this bastard is, and this bastard being Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is Second Ezra 6:20. It says, "And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be before the firmament, and they shall see all together." And the reason that we want to go and get this precept is because we understand that Babylon, America, this place is done. The Jeremiah 51 verse 7 says, Babylon has been a golden cup, and that word has been, that's that is in that's a passive word. That's in the past tense, man. America has fulfilled its purpose as Israelites, so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. We went through different uh, 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 we went through different captivities, through the Babylonian captivity, through the Assyrian captivity, and each captivity had its purpose, whether it was to take the southern kingdom away or whether it was to take the northern kingdom away. Each captivity fulfilled its purpose, and now Babylon, America, has fulfilled its purpose. And so this place is beginning to vanish away. And we can see that through the economy. We can see that through social media. People are crying out. Why? Because the so-called gold it has been a fraud, man. It's been a fraud until all these people that have crossed borders to come onto this place, right? And what they have showed up, and they have showed up and seen that it is better for them to have just continued on in their previous place, man. Did the Akim have something to add to that?
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's what Babylon has done. Babylon actually helped us wake up, man,
Uh,
because of this place was all if it treated us fairly, I should
uh,
say, if everyone was treated fairly, the Israelites will continue to be asleep. Esau actually did it backwards, but the Lord allowed him to these things the way he did them. But yeah, if Esau treated us the same way he treated his own people, we'll still be asleep, man, because of the unfair treatment and the curses. We can clearly see that we are up under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. So yeah, this devil has helped us wake up to who he is and who we are just by the treatment.
yep, Khan. And you know what? A
I
perfect example.
precept.
Oh, go ahead, Doc.
Rashad.
What's that?
This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, for if so, she may be healed. Yeah, so in the spirit, his brother's going into, this place is collapsing piece by piece, especially by the prophets and the men of the Lord's mouthpiece, you know? So we seeing all the things that are taking place as the brothers or the Akim is going into, about this place being taken down. Because why? Because it's been given to the hand of the wicked. You know, we understand that. Hey, this place has a short amount of time. You know, but you got it. That was just it, brother.
Yeah, Khan, you know what? Just to continue to build upon the point that the brother brought out, look at how this place treats us.
Yeah.
This article, it says, right, it says, Michigan woman faces up to 10 years behind bars for allegedly using food assistance for baked goods sold online. So, you know, we are not trying to make excuses for our people. Our people try to game the system, but man, Esau Edom is gaming his own system. And so, at the same time, while we do spill that milk, that proverbial milk, Esau Edom himself he's suing the entire deli, he's suing the entire cow, man. But this is how we are treated. In the same breath that this bastard is sending money to the small hats, in the same breath that this bastard is sending money to for that war in the Middle East, man. you know he is accusing us of being the reason as why he has to come down, man. All right, so at this point, man, our people have to wake up, man, because when you turn on the TV, what do you see? They are not broadcasting white on white crime. They are broadcasting, us.
Irina Zarutska, a refugee from war torn Ukraine who sought peace and safety in the USA, stepping onto the train after finishing her shift at a pizza restaurant. In the seat behind her is 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown. Watch as he slowly opens a pocket knife, then stands and, without warning, plunges the knife into his victim in an unprovoked attack. He strides away, and at first, even Irina doesn't seem to realize.
every time that every time that you turn your television on, it always goes to the Israelites. It always goes to whether it's the northern kingdom, right, coming into this country, or whether it's the southern kingdom, right, doing these Edomites wrong, man. It's always a reason as to why these Edomites have to continue their agenda, man. All right, but what does the scripture say? The scripture says that this is Second Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." When we look back at the history, right? When we look back at the history, everything in the ancient Roman Empire, everything that went wrong was always blamed upon the Israelites, and it's the same thing happening today, man. This same devil is accusing the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics as for the reason why they have to bring in their new era.
Yeah,
Hey,
wow.
if I could say,
Go, you got it, Salaki, brother. You got it.
Salaki, yeah, if I could say also, man, we are, everybody already done went through that video and pointed out certain things in it that seems to not be the video looks fabricated, the whole story, like it was made up. So a lot of people already pointed that out, but Esau is going to continue to do these things. They're going to use project, well, not really Project Bluebeam, but they're going to use AI and all these different things to make Jake look like they the real monsters on the planet, man. Especially in these last days with all this new technology, they're going to do those things. So that's why the scriptures tell us to be perfect. Perfect. As perfect as we can be. Without spot and blameless, because these devils, they really gonna come up with some real things. They can use our faces. They can put words in our mouth, make it like we saying one thing, and then just come after us.
Yep,
And we know it's gonna happen.
yep. Yeah, because if you look at how, I mean, I know a lot of Jake get on TikTok and IG and stuff. A lot of these videos of AI and stuff, yeah, it looks somewhat artificial, but half of that stuff, most of that stuff look real, man. If you
Yeah,
ever look at a lot of that stuff, like I was watching a video, man, of Jake. He was Northern Kingdom, by the way. He was accusing his boss of cheating. You know what I'm saying? And his boss was actually cheating. But he told his wife that it was all AI. She believed it. These people are gonna fall for a lot of this stuff, man. They're gonna fall for a lot of this stuff, especially pertaining to the Israelites. Why? Because they already hate us, man. They already don't even want nothing to do with us, man. Because why? We bringing out the truth. It's all of Yahweh Shemi our shot. You know? A lot of this stuff that come out where you watching these AI videos and these lions and these animals attacking and certain things. I even seen a video of Martin Luther King stealing a smoothie out of 7-Eleven. It looked real, man. That's how bad it's going to get, man. And yet these people gonna fall for the okie doke. They're gonna get lost in the sauce. You know. I have a quick scripture if you don't mind if I bring it out, bro.
Con.
Um, this is Micah 2 and 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power of their hands." Yeah, the Lord gave them power. So mind you, going to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Going into Revelation chapter 6, a power was given into that red horse. The Lord gave power unto them, man, because they can do all these things, man. You know? But they're practicing, they're rehearsing it, they're showing you people, but yet you people accept it and you're gonna fall for it, you know? And by you people, I mean you Israelites, you Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes as the brothers is going into. You got it, brother.
Okay. If I could say also, um, yeah, brother, you made a point. Yashima, you made a point with talking about how Esau be doing these things and they don't put it out there. Perfect example, bro. I was looking at fight videos and stuff like that. I look at police chase, things like that online sometime, and I start seeing police shootings.
Mm-hmm.
And this was not like the police shooting folks. This was folks getting pulled over shooting at the police. Guess who it was? It was Esau. I seen one video with Jake doing it, and I seen like 5 videos with Edomites actually shooting the other Edomite police officers.
That's right.
But they're not gonna put that out there. They're gonna keep it hidden.
Even with the school shootings too, it's like it. Even with the school shootings, they do that too, man. You know. So I was just throwing that point out.
I got a scripture. I
Con.
want to you can probably put it up there in the KJV, but I want to read it in the NLT. It's Ezekiel. Hold on, Ezekiel 36, and I want to say verse 3. Yeah, Ezekiel 36 and 3. But like I said, if you want, you can put it up. But I'm gonna read it in the NLT.
Con.
Okay, it says, "Therefore, son of man, get the mountains of Israel this message from the sovereign Lord Yahweh. Your enemies have attacked you from all directions, making you the property of many nations and the object of much mocking and slander." So that's what they do, man. Since they got control over us, they're gonna make us like we the devils. They already call us, Haitian, black, all these different derogatory names that goes into being evil and all of that. And what do they call themselves? White, which means pure, righteous, you know. But actually, they the real black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
paint themselves as the hope and as the image of, what I'm saying, the Lord is chosen. When they the thieves and the robbers of everything, man. They the real niggars, man. Real niggas, man. We keep straight forward. They the real niggas, man.
Con. 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 Yeah. Yeah. This is a good precept. This is Second Corinthians 11:14. It says, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." And as the brother mentioned, they are the very same people that are causing destruction. Because you know what? Even started from the 1900s, man. You know what? So-called blacks, natives, or Hispanics. You know, we're not known as chemists, man. You know, we didn't come up with crack cocaine, man. It was a certain group of people that flooded this drug into our people, man. And then because of them, our people began to be incarcerated, man. We are not the look. Israel, so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, we do go off, man. We do go off. We're not gonna take that. away. But at the same time, the scripture says many offenses must come, but woe unto them whom they come by. And who has been the one that has been bringing these offenses? Who has been the one that introduced the C-19? Who has been the ones that introduced your children by tripling their uh, uh, vaccine schedule, man? It hasn't been the so-called blacks, natives, or Hispanics, man. And that's how we know that we are at the end times.
That's
This
right.
is this is Revelations 12 and 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation." So here in the scripture, we see the end times. All right. And for anybody to be saved, one has to be saved from another group of people. Okay. In a war, there is a victor and uh, there is somebody that is defeated. All right. So, not everybody wins. So now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And we just brought up many scriptures going into what group of people is accusing the brethren. What group of people is consistently telling you that we have to pass this law because of so-called blacks. We have to pass this law because of so-called natives. We have to pass this law because of the so-called Hispanics. It is one particular group of people, man. And until you can understand that, you cannot honestly say that you are in the 100% truth, man.
That's
And
right.
that's what Hashem Yahushua is dealing with, man. He didn't deal with any of his prophets who were 89% true, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua dealt with his prophets who had given this thing 100% commitment, man. And what is that 100% commitment? Jeremiah 28 verse 8 goes into it. The prophets that have been before me have prophesied about destruction and pestilence, man. And that's what we're here to tell you, man. We are in the 100% truth. The Spirit has been breathed back unto us. We are giving you a different song, which is the new song, right? Because Christianity is not giving this to you, all right? We are telling you, all right, to look at the patterns of a specific group of people, the Edomites, self-proclaimed whites, and we are telling you to judge for yourself. All right, and based upon that judgment, either you can come to the same conclusion that we came with, or you can be blinded. All right, and if you've been blinded, that's because Yahweh Shai himself has blinded you. Matthew 13 verse 10 goes into it. Unto you it has been given to know the mysteries of the kingdom. Unto them it has not been. Yahweh Shai is not dealing with everybody else. So who's he dealing with? He's dealing with the elect. And who's he coming to destroy? The accuser of the brethren. And who is accusing the Israelites? Go ahead,
I had a
I
quick
got
question, if you don't mind.
Khan.
This is Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor." Who's the poor?
Mm,
We're the poor. The Israelites who consider you Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. It says, "Let them be taken in the devices that
mm,
they have imagined." Yeah, so they're gonna fall in the snare that they devised for us. They're
yeah,
gonna fall for it. Esau swore he's gonna fall at his own sword, man. You know?
yeah,
It says, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire." His heart goes back to the word lie, which means his mind. Whatever he's devising, whatever he's trying to come up with against us, he's gonna fall for it, man. All right. It says, "And blessed the covetous whom Yahweh abhorreth." Yeah, man, he's gonna bless us, man. You know, above all these other nations, man, he haven't forgotten his covenant for the Israelites, man. You know, but that's it. You got it, brother.
yeah. Hey,
okay.
Khan,
I got a quick one.
go ahead,
Actually, it's not exactly a quick one. I'm gonna go with Second Thessalonians 2 and 3, and I'm gonna read down to. I'm just gonna read 3 and 4. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's talking about Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Verse 2, I mean, Slacky, verse 4. And this is what he's done on the earth. He has made us uh be the tail. Well, actually, Yahweh Shemiah Shah calls that through the curses. We're the tail and he's the head. But he went above and beyond of what the Lord allowed him to do. He's setting himself to be the most high. Verse 4 says, who opposes and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That's why we have the whole whitewashing and the covering of the faces of the judges. That's why we got this whole thing, because he don't want us to see us in those images. He want us to
Right.
look at him in those images. So when he go out and do his wicked shit, you know, we can kind of it'll be justified some type of way. But when we go out and do something, it ain't got to be on the same level. As a matter of fact, um, now this is an example, but this is something. It's not as big, but this happened to me one time. I had got a speeding ticket. I was about I think I was like 20, 22 or something like that. I was out of town. I was following someone. I lost him. I tried to catch up with him. Speed. I was doing what 86. I think I was doing 86 in the 55. So I got pulled over. Went to court. Judge was like, "Yeah, your license gonna get suspended, and you got to pay a fine. You got to go get a lawyer and come back." So this 19-year-old Edomite boy was racing his car. He was doing 120, and
Mm.
they told him he don't have to pay a fine. All he got to do is go to defensive driving school. So that's the system that we live in, man. Even though it's something small, just a speeding ticket, but still, you can show who they favor and who they disfavor.
Kind. If I may say, bro, that's something like that happened to me too, not too long ago, man. That something like that happened to me, but it was. I ain't gonna go into details, but these Edomites' offenses are far greater than what Jake does. And when Jake had to show up to court, of course, they're looking at these like these Edomites went before me. They got a slap on the wrist. Their offenses was great farther. I'll tell you what they did. They had sold a lot of drugs. They had a lot of drugs. They was caught with pounds and pounds of drugs. They was released that same day and slapped with an easy fine. Versus me, something was minor. They ain't let me go that same day, you know? And mine was very minor. I had to sit in there versus these Edomites. That same thing happened to me, bro. And you see this thing happen to a few Jakes that have small offenses, bro.
Yeah, man. You know what? And it all goes back to one specific group of people because who was the race of people that put together the police force? Why was the police force put together in the first place? It was to come against the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics, man. And the brother brought up Second Thessalonians 2, verse 4 says, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, who is the son of perdition. You know, when you add two plus two, it gives you a solid equation. What race of people is trying to put themselves into your body? First Corinthians 3:16. It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? So, what group of people is presenting to you the digital ID? Is it the so-called blacks? Is it the so-called Hispanics? Who is the son of perdition? Who is the accuser of the brethren? Who is trying to push? Who is buying up TikTok? Who owns Facebook? Who owns Instagram? Who owns Snapchat? What group of people? Who funds the World Health Organization? Who owns Vanguard? Who owns BlackRock? It all goes back to a specific group of people, and that's the son of perdition that that is accusing the brethren, right? Because what are they saying now? They are trying to introduce the digital ID in Europe. Why? Because of immigration, right? Because of so-called dark skinned people, right? The very same issue that they themselves caused, they are blaming that group of people as to now why they have to bring in the NWO, the New World Order, man. All right,
I got
it all goes back to one group of people. Go ahead,
Slack.
Doc.
Slack. I wasn't trying to cut you off. This is a quick one. This is Psalm 73 going into what y'all brothers talking about. This Psalm 73 in verse 4. It says um 73 in verse 4. It says, "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other
Mm,
men. Their, therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish." So yeah, ultimately, man, they have everything, man. They have everything, but they don't have to deal with what we have to deal with, man. You know, as the brothers is going into, they don't go through, you know what I'm saying, having to deal with minor crimes like jaywalking and have to sit in jail for a few hours or a week or a month versus them actually committing a crime of you know putting somebody to death or so on and so forth. You know, I'm trying to keep it clean, but you get what I'm saying. At this point, you see who the wicked is, man. Go
mm,
according to Malachi 1 and 4. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man.
mm.
According to Job 9 and 24. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. At this point, it should be very clear for the entire population to see who is this talking about. You know, whose strength is firm. When Israel and the Palestinians, you know, were beginning to declare a peace treaty, who was called in to supervise it? It was the Edomites. It was America, man. That's the prosperity of the wicked, man. Their strength is firm, man. Who is the one dictating, to Venezuela what their own population can do, man? And it just came out that the president of Venezuela said that he was willing to give his resources unto America. But what did this bastard do? He said that wasn't enough. And that goes back to Habakkuk chapter 2. He is as death; he cannot be satisfied,
Mhm.
man.
that's
He
right.
oppresses he oppresses a man even unto his heritage, man. We have been oppressed, man. And who is we? You know, first and foremost, that's the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. All right, but really the scripture calls this man the hammer of the earth. The entire earth itself has been under the rulership of this wicked bastard, you know. That's why Psalms goes into it. It says, "Save me from the wicked, which is thy sword." Now we understand that Esau Edom is a form of chastisement, but all of this goes back. We are able to see what our chastisement is. We are able to see who gives us our chastisement. We're not being forced to pay taxes because of so called Africans. We're not being forced to pay taxes because of so called Hispanics. Who is what nationality? What group of people is making you pay taxes, man? What group of people is buying up the social media? It all goes back to one individual people, man. It says they are not troubled as other men, and that's 100% truth because at this point in the political spectrum, everybody understands that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are very heavily, deeply, and corrupted. But it says they are not troubled as other men. You know, Jake flies by a fucking stop sign, and they they get locked up for 25 years. You know,
Right.
Joe Biden makes $25 million and nothing happens, man. Again, it just goes to show you who the wicked are, and that's part of their blessing, according to Genesis 27 verse 40, the fatness of the earth, man. Go ahead, Art.
Okay, I got a quick one.
Yeah.
This is a classic. Psalm 64 and verse 5. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say." Who shall see them? And now that's over because everybody's seeing what this devil has done. But in their mind, they're like, oh, we can do this and still get away with it. You can get away with it because the power is in your hand to get away with it. But the
Mm,
Lord is seeing everything. It's like the scriptures say that sins have reached the heavens. Bro, the things that these Edomites have done have reached up to the heavens, man. It's
yeah,
that they got a long they got a I can't even describe how long of a list of not I ain't gonna say sins, but just things that they have done that they need to get judged for.
right.
Going all the way back to Cain, even from the beginning, Jacob and Esau, Esau pursuing his brother with the sword, after he received the blessing. All even back then, man. What happened? We went slavery up under the Babylonians, and they was cheering on the Babylonians to further destroy us. What the scriptures say? They said, raise it, even from the border.
Yep.
Yeah, even all these things, man, they gotta get
Mm,
judged for all of this. That's why that's why when these other groups talk about, oh, Esau can be saved, how and
Right.
saved from who?
yeah. 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 Because Second Ezra says the evil has been sown. And these are all beautiful precepts, line upon line. Psalm 73, as the brother just brought out, he said, "For they are not troubled as other men." And now, Shalom, and beautiful precept says, "They say, who shall see them?" But I'll tell you what, prophecy, Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare," because for the longest time we were not able to see the wickedness of Esau Edom. Us in our darkness, we were voting for this place to continue. But according to prophecy, this bastard has been made bare. I have made Esau bare. I have made America bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself anymore. And that's why the scripture says, "Stand down, stand now, thou with thine enchantments, man," because America is beginning to wake up. These Edomites, their own tongues are beginning to fall upon themselves, man. And pretty soon it's going to lead up to his seed being spoiled. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, the Russians, the French, the British, the Spanish, they they are going into captivity for 1,000 years, and then it says his seed is spoiled, and his brethren, right? I just named off his brother and his neighbors, and he is not, man. Yeah, again, we go back to the scriptures. The evil has been sown. See, everybody on the Democratic side, everybody on the Republican side, they all want justice. They want justice against Joe Biden. They want justice against Donald Trump. But nobody wants justice against America besides the Israelites, man. We are shaking the fist. We are the one calling out Esau Edom for his shame, man.
That's
All
right.
right, and all of this is biblical, man. This isn't us telling you this. This is us telling you what the scripture says. This is Numbers 35 and 33. And then I'm gonna pass it to the Og. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein you are." And Esau Edom himself has polluted the land. Look at the chemtrails. Look at the poison being put into our food. Look at the poison being put into the water. It says, "For blood it defileth the land." And Esau Edom has shed our blood, so-called natives and Hispanics, in ways that that we can't even imagine. It says, "And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that sheddeth," man. And that's why we go. That's why we go into the scriptures, and that's why we say Christianity and what the scriptures say is completely different, because in one breath Christianity is thinking that why Jesus is coming with some naked baby angels, but the scriptures are telling you that Yahweh Shai is coming not to meet you as a man, but to destroy you. Why? Because you shed the blood of his people, man.
Right.
It's one specific group of people that has done all these things, man. Go ahead, Archie.
I had a quick one. Yeah, because the brother was mentioning all the stuff that Esau does to us, you know, even down, We haven't even really mentioned the MOTB, but
Mm,
through the spirit, we understand what Esau is trying to come with. He's trying to destroy the Israelites in totality. This is Joel 5 and 12. It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So whatever Esau does, going down to what the brothers mentioned, of course we know this is also talking about the MOTB, but Esau has done a lot of things. He's done what the brother mentioned, the chemtrails. He's destroyed the family structure. He destroyed, he destroyed everything. Everything he put his hands to, he destroyed, man. And the Lord has destroyed it, because everything that Esau has done, it was totally, mainly, most importantly, for the Israelites, man. It was supposed to be for the Israelites to destroy us, period. But you see, the Lord has remembered His covenant with us, man. He hasn't forgot us. So, hey, at that point, man, Esau couldn't destroy us, man. He still can't. It says, "He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward, frownward, is carried headlong. They meet the darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as the night. But he saveth the poor." Who's the poor? We mentioned that before. Who's the poor? The Israelites, man. All right. He saveth the poor from the sword. Who's the sword?
mm,
Who's the sword? Going back to what? Going back to Esau's blessing, according to Genesis chapter 37, if I'm not mistaken, or 35. It tells you who the sword is, man. It says, "From their mouth and from their hand of the mighty." So the poor hath hope, and the iniquity stoppeth her mouth. This is the whole lesson, man. The Lord is going to prevent us from totally being destroyed, man. And He's
mm.
going to save us from the wicked, you know? But you brothers got it.
Good. I got one real quick, and hold on one second because I'm looking up a word. Okay, so yeah, I want to get this because this is talking about who this devil is in Revelation 6. It says verse 8. It says, "I look and beheld." It's lucky. It says, "I look and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the four part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." Not only that, but he's the red horse as well. And let me go down a little bit. So like I missed my place, but yeah, Esau is that red horse, and it says that he was given a great sword to take peace away from the earth. I don't know why it's not in here.
Yeah, calm. Well, yeah, you know what? Just to build upon the brother's point, he read that precept that said, it says, says, power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. And when you do a quick search on Google, it says fourth part of the world is Americas. It says yes, Americas, including North and South America, is often called the fourth part of the world.
Mhm.
Who is in control of America? Right here, it tells you as Europeans, the
Yeah.
self-proclaimed whites, man, as Europeans, historically believe the world consisted of only three parts, man. So what does the scripture say? Uh, 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 um, the Most High hideth things, but it is the glory of kings to seek it out. These things have been revealed unto the servants, the prophets, man. All of these things point to Esau Edom, man, the fourth part of the world. All right. And then ever since this bastard came into power with the sword, what did he do? He dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and then he began to forward his petrodollar. All right. Who has done these things? Has it been China? Has it been Russia? Has it been Vietnam? Has it been Afghanistan? Has it been Iraq? Has it been Iran? Has it been anything that this Edomite has told you, when he waged war? No. The same bastard who has been waging war is the same bastard who has caused all these evils to come upon the entire world, man.
Right.
It all comes back to one specific group of people, man.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Salaki, I found the scripture. It was actually verse 4.
That's what I was about
Yeah.
to tell you. So, like I was about to say, bro, it's actually in verse 4. I just
Huh.
read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of the water. And the water, Yashima for breaking down that the pale horse for me. But yeah, verse 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And just like you just mentioned, all of these places that he's destroyed, with the sword. It ain't talking about a literal sword. Now you can go back and it talks about a literal sword, but it's actually talking about just a modern weapon. It can be a gun, it can be a knife, it can be a cannon. Anything, any instrument used to kill, this devil has created. And the Lord actually blessed him with that. What you got pulled up, the Lord blessed him with it so that he can do these things, so that he can punish Israel for us going off.
Yep.
But folks don't understand two things. People don't understand. They don't understand that the white man is the devil, and they don't understand that we the Israelites and we're being punished by him for going off.
Right.
But just like we opened up with how the everything is being revealed now, only a small amount of our people understand, but real soon after they see how ICE and all the and these different troops and what's about to happen in America, they gonna well understand that this man is the devil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hey, that's heavy, man. You know what? Because that as the brother's going into, that is a complete cut against the ideology of these Edomites, of these so-called Americans. Because what do they tell you? They tell you that they tell you that the way of living started in Rome. They tell you that they are basically God's gift unto the world. But no, the scripture says, you know, we'll go and pull that back up. It says, right, it says, Revelation 6:4 says, and power was given to him. And when you go into that word given, right here, I got to highlight it right here. It says, given means presented as a gift, bestowed without compensation. It's like winning the lottery. Well, no, really, it's not even like that, because when you win the lottery, you actually have to buy the ticket. They didn't. Esau Edom didn't even buy the ticket. It was just given unto him. And Daniel 7:14 says he gives it even unto the bases of men. These people are only in control not because they're smart, not because of their philosophy. These people, again, going back into the scriptures as the brothers brought up, these people are only in control. Why? Because they were the specific group of people whom Yahweh Shem Shai said, I'm going to use this tool to punish the earth. He could have used a screwdriver. He could have used Elam. He could have used the Moabites. He could have used a hammer. He could have used a skill saw. He could have used any other group of people. All right. But he chose the Edomites, and he calls you the basis of men. So you're not on top because of your own smarts. You're on top because you just happen to be the vessel for destruction. You happen to be the sword whom, right? What does the scripture say? Save me from the wicked, which is thy sword. You just happen to be that person whom Yahweh Shem Yahushua used as a tool to chastise us. But you know what? There's a difference. There's a difference between us being chastised and them being judged. Um, it reminds me of that story in Second Maccabees chapter 7, when the seven brothers are being taken out,
Yeah.
and I believe it's the seventh brother. He says, we know why we suffer these things. We are being chastised because of us going against our power. And that's what's going on right now. So-called black natives and Hispanics were catching hell. We're under these curses, but we're being chastised because we went against our power. But then the very next verse says, "You yourselves, the Edomites, the Greeks, you have no escaping of what you've done against us, man." All right, these Edomites have been nothing but a means of our chastisement. But Lamentations 4 says, "Rejoice because the cup has passed from us, man." All right, the Spirit has been breathed back unto us, right? You know, we can call the heathen nations for who they are. We know the name of Yahweh. We know the name of Yahweh Shai. We are at the end. So now there's no use for Edom. Again, that's why he goes back. Babylon has been a golden cup. It's a past tense because it's fulfilled its purpose, man. So yeah, about Shemi Shai's got to take your ass out.
That's right.
'Cause, I got a precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Daniel chapter 2 and verse 20, and I'm gonna read down to 21. It says, Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of Yahweh Bashmiah Shah forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He
Mhm.
give wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding." So yeah, the Lord is the one in control. Just like you were saying, the only reason why Esau is in power because the Lord allowed him to be in power because he was just chosen to be that sword. So hey, time is up, man. Your service have been fulfilled. Your
That's right.
service are no longer needed. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Khan, just to continue to build upon that point. This is Sirach 10 and 8. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings,
Mhm.
injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people unto another." And you know what? That just builds upon what the brother brought up. He says he changes the times, man. Second Ezra 6 verse 9 goes into it. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And why is that? Because this bastard has built his empire upon deceit. You know, the scripture says honey. It says he spoke as smooth as honey, if not butter, but death was in his mind, man. You know, when you go into what he did against the Gadites, man, he broke. I think he broke like 99% of every treaty that he went into, and it's the same thing that he's doing today. You know, this Edomite Donald Trump, he ran upon what he said in day two, when I get into office, I'm going to stop the Ukrainian and the Russian war. I'm going to lower the cost of living. And now what? Here it is. We're in the middle of October, and none of those things have happened.
That's right.
All
Oh,
right.
just today, he was bragging about how he stopped the Gaza and Palestine and the Israel war. He was saying, yeah, they've been fighting for hundreds and thousands of years, and I just ended the war. But just today, he's like, well, Hamas is not really participating. So if they want to kill us, we have to go in and kill them. So that thing is still going on, man.
Right.
It's still going on. As a matter of fact, he really about to come down on them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I got the article pulled up right here. It says White House blasts Nobel Committee for not awarding peace prize to Trump. But then you know what? In the very same breath, man, there was a report on Fox News, where this guy Jesse Waters, I'm trying to search for it, but basically the guy was saying that you know, like like just this goes into the hypocrisy of the devil. And you know, Job, I think it's Job 30 says that the joy of the hypocrite is but for a short while. In one breath he's telling you that he's upset because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, but then in another breath he's sending warships and Navy destroys to Venezuela, man. So which one is it? Are you going to invade the Asherites, or are you going to complain about you not getting the Nobel Peace Prize, man? Again, who's doing this? Do you see China invading people?
Right.
It, it's one specific group of people. It's the accuser of the brethren. It's the one that can never be satisfied. Habakkuk 2 and 5. He wants Greenland. He wants Venezuela. He wants Canada. He wants the Gulf of Mexico. He's renamed the Gulf of Mexico. He's called it the Gulf of America. And what did everybody do? They batted their eyes. It's normal. And that's what happened to us as Israelites, so called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. Our name was changed generations ago, and nobody batted their eyes. And so now here we are. But the Spirit has been breathed back unto us. And the Spirit has been breathed back unto us, and we're shaking the fist at the high mountain, which is Esau Edom, man. We're calling
Con.
out people to wake up. Go ahead.
I got a real quick one, real quick. Um, Isaiah 48 and verse 22. There is no peace, said the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. There's no peace. Simple as that. There's no peace unto the wicked, man. As long as you in power, it's gonna be hell on earth. And it has been since this devil has been in power. It's always been war somewhere.
Right, 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 right. And that's
And then when
crazy.
you go into
Because with
Go
the
it's
ahead.
like
verse,
when you
they
go into I think it's Isaiah 2, it talks about the other nations, um, how they're gonna pretty much be able to live in peace because this devil has been taken down. Actually, it's a different scripture I'm thinking about, but Isaiah 2 actually says the same thing in that same book. The brothers know what I'm talking about.
Yep, 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 yep. No. Yeah, because the scripture says that they shall beat their swords into plowshares, man. There ain't gonna be no more war when Yahushua comes back. Hey, and but if I can just add to what you mentioned, Isaiah 48 verse 22 said, there is no peace, saith Yahweh Shai unto the wicked. They even made a song after this. There ain't no peace for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. And every one of those things goes back to an Edomite, man. So even these Edomites know who they are, man.
Okay, so like I found the scripture. It's Micah 4 and 3. It
Yep,
says, and he shall judge among many people. That's talking about when Israel's now in power. It's put back in power. It
right,
says, and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and
yep,
their spears into pruning hooks. Nations shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more, but they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord Yahweh of hosts has spoken it. And that's
yep,
why, because the devil, man, you can be, bro. If it was a small country in Antarctica, Esau would try and go there and steal the resources.
yep.
They can be the most peaceful people on earth. He's gonna come with them smooth words and rape and rob everything that they have. That's just his track record ever since he's been on the planet.
Yep, yep, yep. Well, we see a perfect example of them trying to colonize Mars, man. I mean, here it is. You done plundered the entire world. You want to go into Venezuela to steal their oil, and then you want to go into Mars, and then if you somehow make it into Mars, then what? Then you want to go plunder Jupiter? Again, he is as death. He cannot be filled, man. Peace won't come. I think we can correlate, and we can begin to wrap this video up. But I think that we can correlate all these things by saying this: peace on earth won't happen until the wicked is taken out of his position of power.
Yep.
All right,
Isaiah
we
14.
answers. Go ahead. Doc.
No, I was just saying Isaiah 14.
mm-hmm.
It goes into that. The whole earth is at peace.
Yeah.
Once this devil is taken down.
Yep. Yep. Isaiah 14:7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yes, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellers come against us. And that goes into his deforestation, man.
That's
The
right.
elder apostle, well, the apostle Gabor, he did a video on this years ago, going into how many trees Edom has cut down, man. And yeah, that they want to sit there and lie to you, talking about, well, we tore down 20, but we planted 30. Uh, when you take into account the growth of rate a tree takes to pull out its branches, it's a net negative, man. It's like they're spending $30 and putting in $20. It don't make no sense, man. This the the whole earth groans for this bastard to be taken out, man. Sirach 10 goes into it. It says, in due time, the Most High will set up one that is profitable over this place, because this man isn't profitable. Here it is. He has the ability to print money. He has the ability to solve world hunger. He has the ability to solve homelessness. But what would he rather do? He would rather send it to Israel so that they can bomb the Palestinians, man.
Right.
And y'all want to continue this? Y'all want to continue to pray for America? And then y'all want to come against us and say that, we're a T group for what? For pointing out the facts, for
Right.
pointing out that you could have had free health care, but this bastard sent that money onto another country to bomb another group of brown people. Like, come on, man. This
Right.
place is done. Go ahead, Akim.
I ain't have anything.
Did you have some not?
No, I ain't got none.
Well, hey, look, man. I want to go ahead and we'll go to and close it out with this. Jeremiah 51 verse 8, uh, as the brother brought up earlier, says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Hell for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. There is no healing for Babylon. Who is Babylon? Babylon is America. Babylon is the whore that sits upon many waters, according to Revelation 17, verse 15. All
That's
right.
right.
You do a quick Google search. What country has military bases upon the entire world? That's Babylon. And it's not a coincidence that it's America, man. Babylon, America is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. There is no healing for Babylon, man. She
Right.
has no balm. All right. So, look, hopefully this lesson has been edifying unto identifying who Babylon is, unto identifying who the Edomites are, and until the next one, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.